Again, we're going to roll in. These are all still pen mates here, but a trio of 11 litter hogs, and excited to get them in the ring as well. They're going to be a little different, just I guess taste or spin than the last quartet, if you will, that we saw. But they're going to be Judgment Day, Checkmate, Red Alert. Their grandma would be the Red Alert sow around here that wins Eastern in 2018. Their mom was a successful show gilt from her brother, Windsor Class, Noah Lee, as well as her two sisters. And then again, she's raised several county fair winners, and her littermate sister would have raised the champion Division I Dark Cross Barrow that was the 4th overall Dark Cross at the Ohio State Fair last year that the Matthews family showed that our friends there at Roseburg Show Pigs would have actually sold via bred purchase. So these are going to be 11-3, 11-4, and 11-5. 11-4 is going to be the Barrow, 11-5 is the thin-belted boar, and then 11-3 is going to be the bigger outlined and more Hampshire marked boar.
Yeah, I think the first thing when you run these these boar barrow pigs in here and look at them, I think just overall what hits you is quality. You know, I think you look at them as a trio and say, man, these things are all three dang good. And, you know, when you step back and start to break them down, you know, we can start with the 4, which is the one that Abby's got there on the whip. And I think that guy, just in terms of extension and height of shoulder and just being one that's tall, or, you know, you hear some of these guys say almost cobra fronted, right? I mean, that guy just comes so high out of the top of his blade. I mean, it's really nice and neat there in terms of him. But, man, when you study him, I think when you get them that tall shouldered and good looking, sometimes they break down in their forerib and their chest floor. And I don't think that guy does that at all. I think in terms of rib shape, he's very good. And chest, he's bold and opened up. So I think a bear that you can take home and feed on and do a lot of different things with. I think very multi-purpose and dual-purpose type of a hog. I mean, in his end game, does he need to be a little bigger because he's got the frame that reads like that? I think so, but just an awfully nice barrow. Yeah, we can jump over to the 11.5 that Abby's got there on the red stick there, I'd say, and that guy maybe just in contrasting a little bit is maybe a little bolder just in terms of his feature and everywhere. I mean, you started his skull and he's a little wider between his eyes. I mean, he's really opened up just about everywhere, and that guy's rib cage is absolutely awesome. I mean, it's in terms of shape, and she ran him just by us here a minute ago. You could see right down his top, and he opens up just into a big and bold and stout kind of a rib cage. And I think ones like that, you know, it's so easy to feed because that they've got the pieces that make them stout and make them bold. But yet, when you study that guy's running gear, I think it's extremely good, and especially when you talk about hind leg width from behind, for me that one's absolutely perfect and almost reads a little greener in how his hind leg sets from behind and where he's at width wise, base wise. You know, he's got everything up high that's going to match, and I think he's got the skeleton to definitely handle that type of stuff. So, and then we switch over to the 11.5 as the last one. I think that one just in turn 11.3. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you guys. 11.3. You know, I think is almost maybe a combination of the two when we talk about this barrow. I think he's got some of the bolder, stouter, more rugged type of pieces, and then he's got the look and an extension from the side. So a barrow that, you know, and a boar at this point that fits both of those types of molds, and I think all the way through on all three of these hogs, it's just very, very good. I mean, very good crossbred barrows, and we'll get into describing them a little more with Garrett and Jim. But, you know, I think if you like one of them, maybe necessarily, I know we've said this a couple times tonight, don't be scared if you like one of them and they run out of your budget range to hop over to the other one, because I think long-term or an interim goal could be fairly similar, at least between a pair of them, and you can do a lot of positive things with these barrows.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind when you see these three come in is ring presence. You know, that they when they hit the ring, they open that gate, and the judge pops out there. You got the head carriage extension, the front end, and chest floor and squareness, and that's your first impression you get. These three all, to me, hit me very good from that aspect. She's on the Pig 5 there in the middle. I say that I call that one green fronted, very, very immature out of his front end. Look at the length from the tip of the nose back to the shoulder blade, and then watch the angles of the bones and joints front to rear. The way that was put together, that was a really flexible spine hog. Reach is extremely good. I don't want to say that's not a barrow. I think it is a barrow, but maybe a better boar even because of the way some of the things. I don't want to make people not want to cut him because I think he could be killer. But that one there is another one that really intrigues me for a possible boar prospect. I think it's good they left those in him, and I think it has a real possibility. The Pig 4 there, the barrow, I think is a very, very neat hog. The first thing I wrote down about him, just a neat looking one that has again, the right proportions, the right balance, right design, a great skull as far as the dimension of skull, but a good jawline, and then lots of hog behind it, and he ties together so well balanced, and just that show ring eye appeal, kind of a look like you'd like to see a show bear. I think it'd be an awesome kind of a heavyweight, and Garrett will tell you on the ages. I'm just speculating, but I would guess that one could be good for like Louisville and 1st July on down through the end of July, pretty easy. And being in play and where he needs to be, but rely on Garrett on that for sure. The Pig 3-bore, I got him down as kind of being kind of between the two in type and kind. He's a lot like that 4, but has some of the same flexible deals that the Pig 5 has. Again, that one there is high-headed and level design. It really ties in the top of his blade and neck the way he needs to, and reaches and goes really good with proportionate kind of bone. And right kind of muscle. I don't think there's many issues on structure here to try to feed. I mean, they're not messed up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I won't comment anymore on 11, 4 or 5. I thought Jim hit the nail on the head. Age, size, feeding window, and I think 11, 3 is. To me, that one reads just gas and go. Buy him, take him home, feed him. I think he fits for those people looking. You need to in-game earlier. That one's one of the ones in this particular set that he can finish faster if need be, and he can, of course, stretch longer, but I think get out and go after that one. So, again, 11-3 is the bigger belted bore, 11-4 is the barrow, and 11-5 is the one there closest to the screen.